Hello, YouTube. Guess what? I might be getting another American Girl doll, yep, but not at Bristol. Maybe at TJ Maxx or maybe Marshalls, they sell them. But not anytime recently, not anytime soon. I'm about to say not anytime soon, not anytime recently. I'm about to say not anytime soon. Because I need to save my money still. The American Girl doll is actually a great deal. Ross also has one, but it's actually exactly $10 more. So it is $79.99 at Ross, and then at Marshalls and TJ Maxx it's only $69.99. But however, the doll is different at Ross. It should be 126, but that doll is still in production. The shipping number 90 is a borderline retirement. I feel like it's gonna get retired someday, sometime next year. Tribute number 90, that's the one at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, because he's like, there's a lot of them in production in TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Enough to say that, yeah, they are rapidly retiring, but Tribute number 126 is still existing. She's still existing, she's just in a different outfit. Yeah, but that's not the point of the video. The point is it's a random video, because I want to make a better video than the last video I made like just a few minutes ago. It's me recording this video. I just want to make a random video, that's all. Like a random long video. Been a while since I made one of those. Look at all those pennies and nickels, dimes, and quarters. There really is probably nickels and dimes in here. And Canadian stuff and all kinds of coins. There's Bart. He's doing awesome. If you want to hear this thing, you can. It's very weak. My Kathy gave it to me. Shout out to her. If you have epilepsy, please look away because this thing flashes. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's very weak. You don't need to turn down your volume, guys, unless you really wanted to. By the way, in that part. But you didn't need to. But if you have epilepsy, now you can look back. Because here's why I didn't shine the strobe anymore. Here's a cross. Yeah, I'm Christian. A Lutheran, to be exact. I'll put it back over here. So yeah, if you're wondering where I am, sorry if you're getting offended already by my religion stuff, but I believe in Jesus. He's awesome. If you listen to this video, Jesus, you're awesome. Make sure to subscribe, Jesus. And also, you guys can subscribe also. Don't worry. I'm a good person. This bell, free from a church, scrap bin. This whole bell mechanism was in two different scrap bins. The rally plane was in the big scrap bin, and then this was literally in a quote-unquote scrap bin. Not really a real scrap bin. Because it was just a junk bin, I'll call this. Taken apart, almost tossed. But I think it's steel. Like, it's stainless steel, probably, if it's not painted. Like, this is the original, like, the gray part is original, but some of the paint on it, if it's paint splatter. Hopefully it's in preservative condition, but I might have to refurbish it. I might refurbish it someday. And definitely give it a cleanup on a YouTube video. It has a lot of dust in it. And maybe even... Well, I do have respirators in my house, believe it or not. Maybe even refurbish it and put it on my phone system. It'd be very cool. Or maybe I might do is use it for fun. This is my bear Sadie. Yeah, I named her Sadie. He's my other new tie that I've mentioned in one video. I turn off this weather radio. If you want me how I got this is not a pole station. It's the light church cover. I got it for my birthday one day. Actually, my 16th birthday, and I'm currently 16. Yep. This pole station was from Amazon. They no longer sell them because there was like a few left when last week. I probably don't want to sell them now at this point because these are pretty sick. I can't believe there was actually a real. I couldn't believe they actually give you it. I thought Amazon was actually. I thought it was a scam at first. Because I sent it to my grandma. I thought my grandma was actually not gonna get it, but she actually got it. Wow, she actually got the light church cover. I'm surprised that she actually got the light church cover. I'm pretty surprised. I'm impressed in a good way. I liked it a lot. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. I'm a Fire Emblem enthusiast, you know that, guys. And a What Radio enthusiast, and other things. And everything. That's why my name's What Radio and everything. Or something like that, I don't remember. But it's something with everything in Weather Radio. Weather and everything. Weather and everything. That's why I call it Weather Radio. It makes sense with weather and everything. That's why I changed my name because I think it's because it's better than when I had it. It's not a good name, my old name was. So I just changed it to something more better. And if you want to buy a picture of my couch as like the banner, there's something wrong with my InShot app. It's actually kind of weird with YouTube. So yeah, that's basically the only image I could find. So I just stuck it up there. That's why there's a picture of my couch. But it works. It makes YouTube appreciate me more. So something is wrong with. So right now that's gonna be permanent because I gotta do the mess with InShot. It also is a pain in the butt to mess with InShot. Yeah, InShot is basically an editing app. It's a mess. It's a pain in the. It's a good app, I tell you. It's a good app for shorter videos, but it takes forever with longer videos. Like, yeah, this one it would take probably at least a good 20 minutes. Unless you have good Wi-Fi. Or if you like by your router, it's okay. My router is nearby these days. It's not in the basement. It's in the living room. It's a Cox router, if you're wondering. It's very nice. My previous router was a Cox router also. It was actually a newer Cox router that we got rid of. And then, previous router before that was also a Cox router. It was an old Cox router. And the previous one before that one, I believe it was also another Cox router. Yeah. This room, inside is kind of messy, but it's what it is. Go Big Red for basketball. You know the volleyball team lost the game. It's okay. I blame my elf, Scotty. Scotty the elf. Yeah. I'm glad that they made Nebraska made it to the bowl game again. Once again, they did make it to the bowl game, and they're going to the Las Vegas Bowl. And New Year's Eve is confirmed by KTV. Yep, confirmed by KTV. It makes me wonder if they could play on ABC. As Bakel is against Las Vegas, which I'm very interested in this. New Year's Eve. If you're going to that game, guys, be careful and have safe traveling. Las Vegas is pretty crazy. There's a lot of things that are interesting there, including the airport has interesting things. I'm not mentioning it, so I'm not promoting it. But I will say the thing, it's slot machines at the Las Vegas International Airport, which I've been to it. Got a dice from it. A little dice. It's a pretty nice airport, actually. I can say I've been to Nevada, because the airport is big enough to say, yep, I've been to Nevada. We could have a 6-hour layover, but because of complications, we only had a few hours of layover, but it's still a nice airport. Really, it's like one of the bigger airports out there, but the biggest one is Denver's the world's biggest. Fun fact, Denver is. Second biggest, I consider the world's busiest, is actually Atlanta Airport. Atlanta, Georgia, I've been there, that one. That was insane. And I have bad memories and good memories there. Mainly bad memories. But some good ones. But the days then at the nearby Atlanta Airport, don't go there, guys. It's gross. And I don't recommend days in general. They give me a bad taste. the properties are not the greatest, and some of the staff are not the greatest. But some Days are nice. Some Days on material are nice, but most Days are just trash. Especially the exterior colder ones. Seriously, those ones are the worst. But the best hotel I recommend is either a Hilton or a Hampton Inn or an Embassy Suites. Embassy Suites I recommend the most. Don't be a Diesel DC. Shout out to him, by the way. Sorry if I say this, but I prefer Hiltons and Marriott's over the Choice hotels or even a Days Inn. Because those hotels are just trash. Days Inns, but Choice hotels are okay. I meant to you, those hotels are okay. I think I would be comfortable sleeping at Comfort Inn and a Quality Inn too. I'll be okay sleeping at those two hotels. The Comfort Inn and Quality Inn. Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. Ramada. Ramadas are nice. And fun fact, I was going to be at Clinton that's connected to the Ramada brand. I said that day then, but they never came. Like the shuttle never came. But instead, there was we had to go in some other shuttle to another hotel to take us to the Days Inn. Because they recommended the Days Inn. The guy that was driving the car, the shuttle, and he's a nice guy too. By the way, he was such a nice guy. Shout out to you, bro. I don't know your name, but shout out to you if you want to do my videos. You're very nice, and thank you for letting us sleep at Days. And I sleep at Days at the airport, actually. That's actually meant to you. I know I sound like a crazy person like saying that, but sleeping in the airport, gross. Unless they have hotel rooms in the airport, that'd be interesting. Some airports do that, actually. I think the Denver one does it. Maybe Atlanta, who knows? But if you have hotel rooms in the airport, that'd be nice. I think Denver might have it. And I think also Jacksonville, Florida, not Jacksonville, Georgia. I don't know what I'm saying. Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know if it's to Jacksonville, Georgia. It probably is. But I think I have Jacksonville, Alabama, or Jacksonville, Alabama, I'm thinking of. But yeah, you said I've been to Atlanta, not in a good way. But there's some nicer hotels in Atlanta than Days Inn. Don't go to Days Inn. I don't recommend it, but I'm lucky that there was no bugs in it. Some Days Inns have bugs in it, which there was one Days Inn that had bugs that I saw on a YouTube video. And that basically told me, yep, Days Inns are absolutely BS. Sorry for my abbreviation for the language, but Days Inns, don't go there, guys. You will die. I will even say that, because bed bugs can be in there. But I say that in confidence, and you might die, you will die, unless you go to a nice Days Inn. There's some nice Days Inns out there, but I don't even recommend those either at this point. But Days Inns compared to Sleep Inns compared to Days Inns, depends on the situation, but don't recommend those hotels either, because I saw one video from the Elevator channel. Also recommend watching STL Elevators. That's actually his brother. For the Elevator channel, both those channels, and they recorded, the Elevator channel recorded with some guy that has a YouTube channel. I don't remember the guy's YouTube channel's name, I know the guy's name. But the Elevator channel basically said that Days Inn that was formerly a Sleep Inn, which I recommend going to a Sleep Inn actually. I think those are probably the only hotel close to the Days Inn I will sleep at. Those hotels tend to be nice too, most of the time, which I would accept sleeping over a Days Inn, which we have one in Omaha. We do. Seriously, we do. Zero Airport. And it looks like a nice one too. It looks like it's just been renovated also, that Sleep Inn in particular. It looks like a really nice Sleep Inn. Because I remember it had an old school sign, and then the old school sign got replaced. And I was like, yep, they definitely renovating. So it probably got renovated. It's probably nice. Unless the Days Inn is actually renovated, that's a different story. If the Days Inn was renovated, that's a different story. That Days Inn was probably renovated, but it was not a good renovation. It's probably one of the worst renovations I've probably ever seen. Well, La Quinta I recommend sleeping at. But those are bad too, but not as bad as you think. Even the bad ones, they're just older properties. it's understandable. The new ones are the nicer ones. But there's one recruiter that I don't recommend sleeping at. That which I recorded. But I recommend sleeping at the big suites. Those big suites they have. Yeah, they have a huge suite that Delvich had recorded, and he was like, this is worn down, but very nice. Yeah. But there's one hotel in Georgia that's the famous one on Delvich called the Peachtree Inn. Don't recommend sleeping there. I probably would not sleep there either because gross. A lot of hair. Very bad hotel. But at least it's not a Days Inn. I might sleep at that Days Inn to that hotel, believe it or not. Peachtree Inn. Even though the staff there are very nice and understanding, it's just a gross hotel. It doesn't seem right for a nice hotel like that. I might sleep at Days Inn for that situation. Or just sleep outside. Or sleep at a Hilton. I'd rather sleep at a Hilton. But really, I'd rather sleep at a Hilton, guys. Hiltons are nice properties. They manage to try the best. They try the best. You know, one Hilton that smelled like something that I'm not going to say on YouTube, otherwise it might be banned. It smelled like that for the first night. The second night was better because they either kicked out the person or the person just left. Most likely they just left because they're not allowed to do that in there, like smoke it in there. Yeah, it's disgusting. Then I've been to an NBC Suites that was kind of run down, but it's an older NBC Suites, I get it. And it's actually the one I filmed the Test Cuts at Dover Elevator. I recommend watching that video. Yeah, that's the one. It was well run down, I admit to you. The bathrooms were very ugly, I tell you. The bathrooms were the worst bathrooms for NBC Suites. It was just old. The lighting was not the greatest, it was just old. But that's just giving that property a hard time, but it was okay. It was a very nice property. I got to try peppermint tea the first time there. Yeah, that's how I got my first try of peppermint tea, and actually, they accepted it. They didn't mind it was peppermint tea. It's like freeze-dried tea leaves, or whatever the heck. It was very good. It was very good too, the peppermint tea, by the way, at the NBC Suites. So I recommend going there. And Flagstaff, that's what it's called. It's in Flagstaff, Arizona. I recommend going there. It's a very cool NBC Suites. It has 3 elevators there. I didn't recall all 3 of them. I saw 2 out of the 3. I didn't know what the third one was. I saw 2 out of 3 of them. I didn't write the second one. I believe the second one, the second one road. And then the first one I saw when I first walked in, I believe that's the Dover. There's only 1 Dover there and 2 ThyssenKrups, but they're all Dover Impulses. Practically. Well, this video was 20 minutes long. But they're nice hotels. It was a nice hotel, like, by the design. Like, it had very old fire alarm system, old Simplex fire alarm system. It had Simplex light plates, not show plates. I mean, that's a show plates. It was like those 4903s or something like. I don't know what the model is, but it's a pretty cool system. Also, so it's probably one of my favorite hotels by design, and I think, to be honest, sleeping there was okay. I admit to you, I slept okay there. It was just sleeping on a pull-out sofa is not as comfortable as sleeping on a bed. Probably best sleeping on the pull-out sofa. But some pull-out sofas are disgusting. So yeah, knowing about that makes me a little uncomfortable sometimes, a little squeamish, but it's not as bad as sleeping at a Days Inn. I'm sleeping on a pull-out sofa at a Days Inn, but my mom was so nice to let me sleep on the bed with her, and I just slept on the bed with her. Because I was so tired and cranky. Yeah, I was like insane. But it was like we were going to go to Florida, and we made it to Florida, don't worry, the next day, and then we were at a nice hotel, a Seco hotel that was actually at a beach behind it. I'll tell you the place, it's in the base, it's on a base, it was very nice. It had exterior corridors, it had a Schindler elevator. I can't recall the Schindler elevators on. It had Schindler elevator. I believe it or not, it was a Schindler. I thought it was like a different brand, but no, a generic brand, but no, it was a Schindler. It was a nice Schindler too. It ran very well. I was not expecting to ride that elevator ever, but if I ever record it, I can't record it because of privacy purposes. It's a base. Unless my dad's okay with it. But it's a base, so I don't really want to get in trouble for recording a base. Pearl Harbor has pretty cool showing MTs at their exchange. Believe it or not, they're showing MTs, and then at the exchange building, and then the exchange store, the base store. It's basically a store like that has a lot of things in it. Has Shimmer MTs, and I actually got to ride the service elevator. You know, it's probably okay for the public to ride. There are 3 elevators at the exchange, 2 main elevators, and then one elevator that controls basically the service quota, but I think that we can also use that for the public. Yeah. I definitely want to make this video longer, but as long as I expected it. But once the video hits 29:59, I'm going to end the video. Anyways, that's it.